start with the great name of Allah, who is Rahman and Rahim. I am Shavana Clark, roll number EBP 2001143 as a presenter from group 6, and the topic assigned to our group is to count WBCs in cubic millimeter of your own blood. And the my part of topic is starting from type 2 of WBCs, which is agranulocytes. So what are basically agranulocytes? Agranulocytes are lymphocytes and monocytes. They have small granules in their cytoplasm that are not visible under a light microscope. They have two types, monocytes and lymphocytes. So what are monocytes? They have a longer lifespan than many of the WBCs and help to break down bacteria and other microorganisms which comes inside the human body. Monocytes are WBCs that make up to around 2 to 8% of total WBCs count in our body. These are present when the body fights off chronic infection. Number B, lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, they create antibodies to fight against the bacteria or viruses and other potentially harmful invaders. These white blood cells include the following. Number 1, B cells, and number 2, T cells, which also called B and T lymphocytes. So B cells, also called B lymphocytes, these cells produce antibodies to help immune system mount a response to infection. Number 2, T cells, also known as T lymphocytes. These white blood cells help recognize and remove infection causing cells. And number 3, natural killer cells. These cells are responsible for attacking and killing viral cells as well as cancer cells. These are the diagrams of different WBCs such as monocytes and lymphocytes, which are agranulocytes, and eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils, which are granulocytes. Normal range of WBCs in human body. Normal white blood cell count are 9,000 to 30,000 cubic millimeter for newborn babies and 6,200 to 17,000 cubic millimeter for children under 2 years old, and 5,000 to 10,000 cubic millimeter for children older than 2 or adults. Test results are higher than normal may mean that you have infection or illness that your body is fighting. Test results that are lower than the normal may mean that your immune system is not working as well as it should. This means that even a small infection could cause serious health problem. So test of WBCs. Test of WBCs. During a physical examination, a doctor may perform a white blood cell count using a blood test. They may order a WBC to test for or rule out other conditions that may affect white blood cells. Although a blood sample is most common approach to testing for white blood cells, a doctor can also test other body fluids such as cerebrospinal fluid for the presence of white blood cells. A doctor may order a WBC to test for infection, test for allergies, test for leukemia, monitor the progression of certain conditions, to monitor the effectiveness of some treatments such as bone marrow transplant. A healthy adult has between 4,500 to 11,000 white blood cells as per cubic millimeter of blood. Fluctuations in the white blood cell number occur during the day. Lower values are obtained during rest and higher values during exercise. An abnormal increase in white blood cell number is known as leukocytosis, whereas abnormal decrease in the number of non-WBCs is known as leukopenia. White blood cell count may increase in response to intense physical exertion, convulsions, etc. You may need this test to find out if you have an infection or illness. If your immune system is weakened by medicine or illness, you may also need this test for if your white blood cells count is too low. If it is even a simple infection, could be very harmful to your body. Now, requirements for count of WBCs. So we require an improved Newbar Hemocytometer, microscope, cover slip, lancet, and sterile cotton gauze or swab, and Turk's fluid. So what is composition of Turk's fluid? Glacial acetic acid to destroy RBCs 1.5 milliliter, Gentle violet to stain nucleus of WBCs 1%, 5 drops of distilled water, 200 ml. Turk solution will be filtered quickly and our Turk fluid is prepared. Thank you. Next part will be continued by Sayyida Sanaz Shahid.